I can only speak for myself on this. And I know a lot of people will probably disagree with me for saying this, but this is my position. If Catalyst starts doing their production in the US and supporting American businesses, I'll buy their products. I think that it's a bigger deal to me. I am willing to put differences aside on other issues for another day.
Oh no.
Several days later.
Came up with a good idea.
3 days later.
And now I'm about to blow my fucking brains out.
Hello, fellow mech warriors, Mage Leader here. So, how's your morning going? My morning's going great. Man, it was what, 2 or 3 days where I was able to be somewhat happy with something Battletech related, official and Battletech related. Share some of my enthusiasm for the hobby in a way that doesn't actually support the horrible company that is Catalyst Game Labs, and within 2 or 3 days of that video going up, everything I said in it is rendered completely moot. Because Catalyst Game Labs has acquired Iron Wind Metals. If I have so much egg on my face right now, it's like a breakfast bukkake up in here. But that's where we're at right now. Iron Wind Metals, the long-standing provider of really cool Battletech shit. If you give them money, it's going to Catalyst now. Catalyst now owns the individual blister packs. They own the metal minis. Man, oh man. This has not been a great morning for me. This is some of the worst news I've seen in a long time. I left work early to come here and record this, and I'm going to go back when I'm done and stay a little late today to try and make up for the hours that I'm spending here. It was a big enough deal that I felt that I had to come and immediately say something about it. Plus, it also helps because, you know, I made such an idiot out of myself by shilling for this company right before they get bought up. I say bought up, but I'll get into that. Now, a lot of people are probably wondering, how the hell does Catalyst Game Labs have the money to buy a company? This is the same company where the CEO was just complaining just the other day about how the tariffs are making business unsustainable and how low the actual margin is on cost of goods sold and all this other shit, right? So they don't have a lot of money in the bank. Anytime they want to release a new product wave, they have to go over to Kickstarter to get it funded. So how in the hell do they have enough money to buy a company? Well, the thing is, I don't know if they paid anything to get this company. Let's go through some of the article here. There's one part in particular here. This is a quote from Mike Noe, president of Iron Wind Metals. It says, "Last July marked my 42nd anniversary in the game industry, and I had no plans to quit anytime soon. However, Melissa, my partner in life and in Iron Wind, has been battling health issues and now needs me with her as often as possible. So after more than 40 years in the game industry and more than 20 with Iron Wind Metals, it was time for me to step back and take care of my family. Fortunately, Lauren Coleman and Catalyst Game Labs stepped up, allowing me to gradually back away and stay home with Melissa while letting Iron Wind continue with business as usual, bringing Metal Battletech under their wing. I remain involved with IWN on a limited basis and will continue to do so as long as my help and input is needed or wanted, but it brings me great joy to know as I let go of the reins that Iron Wind is in such experienced and capable hands. I cannot thank Lauren Randall and the rest of the Catalyst team enough, nor can I sufficiently thank all our loyal customers and friends for all their help and support these many years. The last 4 decades have been an amazing run, but as they say, all good things must come to an end. I leave with many happy memories, secure in the knowledge that the company I founded and the legacy from which it began will carry on stronger than ever under Catalyst's able stewardship. I hope to see many of you at GameCons in the years to come. For now, farewell and good gaming." Oh, God. Like, you only knew. Or maybe he does. I don't know. But either way, Godspeed to Mike and Melissa, and I hope that those health issues, whatever they may be, become better as time goes on, or at the very least, if they're not the sort of thing that gets better, that peace is found. And thank both of you from the bottom of my heart for just the many years of joy that you've brought to me and many other people. I don't get emotional on this while doing this very often, but that is one of the saddest fucking things I have ever read. Oh my god. It's tragic. But the reason that this stings so bad, apart from that, the guy in charge of Ironwind was in a desperate situation and was very willing to let it go. And the way he's worded this, it sounds less like the company's been purchased by Catalyst and more like he's handed it over to them. He's passed it off. Catalyst doesn't have the money to buy a company right now. The guy who runs the company is somewhat desperate to get out of it. I wouldn't be surprised if he just gave it to them, or if they gave him some sort of rock bottom offer for the company. But I don't think Catalyst paid very much for this. And like, it's a sensible move for Catalyst to make. I'd like to think that this is, them expanding BattleTech and actually, trying to do something good with it. Honestly, though, I think it's just to eliminate competition, because that's what everything else Catalyst has ever done has always been. Every move they've made is to shut down criticism and eliminate competition. So, all I can say for Catalyst, it looks to me like they saw this guy whose wife is having health issues and smelled blood in the water and decided to swoop in and snag it. I hope to God that's not the case, but Catalyst's previous behavior leads me to conclude that that's probably what was happening here. I can't help but assume otherwise. It feels like someone taking advantage of a man going through a personal tragedy in order to fully subsume the market and just make more money. So, my position on the whole thing is confused, because you guys will remember I said if Catalyst switches to domestic production, I'll support them again. Not realizing that I said this while holding the monkey's paw in my hand. Really fucking stupid thing to say. Am I going to stand by that? That depends. I don't really know if this counts. Ironwind makes their stuff here in the US, but is Catalyst switching? No, they're not switching their production over to Ironwind. That's ridiculous. They wouldn't do that. Would I still buy Ironwind? It depends. It depends on what they do with it. Are they going to expand Ironwind and make it bigger in mainline BattleTech? Is it going to be more of a thing? Are they going to release, as part of like their main lineup of product, have actual waves of Ironwind blister packs going out to the retailers, like distribute them the way that they distribute their plastics? Can we expect more stores to start carrying the metal minis again? I don't know. Probably not. I don't see why they do that. I think that they're convinced that the only way they're going to make money is with Chinese plastic. So, if they start expanding Ironwind and putting it out there more and marketing it more, if they start looking at maybe doing something with the other properties that they can make minis for, like Crimson Skies, which would be a very smart thing for Catalyst to do. If they start looking into that, I might consider it, but I know for most people, it's not good enough. And really, for me, it's not really good enough either. I suspect what they're more likely to do is just leave Ironwind the way it is and let it be in its corner, so that people who like Ironwind will just be giving their money to them, and they'll just leave it that way while still trying to triple down on their plastic shit. That's what I think is most likely going to happen. And if that's the case, then no, I'm not going to buy Ironwind ever again. If all that's changing here is that there's now a Catalyst logo put on the blister packs, then I rescind everything that I said about buying from Ironwind. Nobody should. It's a damn shame. It's a damn shame. And I'm not just saying that because of the timing. The timing is inconvenient, for sure. There's never a good time for this to happen, but within 2 or 3 days of me making a video about how much I love Ironwind medals, that's particularly bad timing. But more than that, this is such a precious part of the hobby that's gone over to these guys who have no care whatsoever for BattleTech as an IP or for its fans. And I don't trust them to handle it properly. I will say this to Catalyst. There's an opportunity to work together here, but you better be really fucking careful. You better treat this company really fucking well. If I hear anything about layoffs or anything that suggests this takeover was in any way intended to shut down the company or eliminate it or put it off to the side or even just make money off of something that used to compete with you, that's it. There is no getting the rest of us back. That's the last fucking straw. And I know most of us already weren't doing business with Catalyst because of all the bullshit that they've pulled. But I can't do any less business with them, you know? But, you know, it's time for me to buy myself a 3D printer. It really is. And also, Catalyst, if you go after the 3D printers next, which I suspect might be the case since you're shutting down, you know, your competition here, if you go after them next, things are going to be ugly. And it will be the last mistake your company makes. That will be the last straw for everyone who's left. Because even people who like Catalyst like to 3D print. People who like Catalyst like to buy the metal minis from Ironwind. And if you start eliminating these things, that's it. That's a lot. You're already in a precarious spot financially. We know this. So I'd be very, very careful with how you treat Ironwind and how you treat people who make the 3D printable models. I don't much appreciate the, you know, from a business perspective, I get it. You don't want to compete with Ironwind. But you wouldn't have been able to acquire them without the president of the company being in a vulnerable position. So, at the end of the day, there's a chance for Catalyst to do some cool stuff with Ironwind. I don't think they're going to. And it just looks like this is another thing that they're going to be spoiling. The damn shame, and that's all I can say. Wish I had better news for you guys, but I'm just not up to it. I'm just not up to it. This has spoiled my entire week. Might have spoiled my whole month. There's so much history with Ironwind. So many happy memories. This is one of the worst things I've seen. I understand why it happened, and I genuinely wish the best to Mike and Melissa. I hope to God that everything goes well there for those two, because we owe them. We owe them a lot. Those are good people who've stuck with us for a very long time. So, there's a lot of legacy that Catalyst just bought, and you better treat it with a hell of a lot of fucking respect. That's all that I can say. I have no faith in you whatsoever. You better treat that shit with respect. Thanks for watching, and until next time, this is Mage Leader, signing off.